Why in God's name would the industry force him into a group with the biggest head in the world? He found sobriety, and now you're around someone who's snorting in front of you all day, all night. That's like saying we're gonna do an intervention for Diddy and we're gonna make him and R. Kelly roommates. Are you kidding me?
Mars may be being exploited by a major casino in terms of his residency whilst exploiting his vices.
Jaguar Wright is back again. And this time she jumped on an explosive tell-all interview and revealed some sinister things about Bruno Mars and why he disappeared from the industry. This comes after Bruno was exposed for allegedly being broke and owing over $50 million. It's unclear how exactly Bruno managed to blow through this much money. But according to Jaguar, the industry had something to do with it. And that's why Bruno ran away from the industry and rarely makes any appearances anymore. There are some industry heads that want to completely eliminate him, and he's apparently doing everything in his power to protect himself before it's too late. Okay, so as most of y'all already know, Bruno is one of the most successful musicians in the world, and he's been popping hits out like it's nothing. I mean, the man has 19 top 10 hits, with 8 of them being number ones. He's been on several record-breaking world tours as well, and has accumulated over $175 million. But it turns out he ain't actually as rich as we thought, because he's allegedly been a raging head for some years now and has been silently gambling all his money away. Not only that, but it turns out his coke and gambling addiction is also the reason he and Anderson .Paak's Grammy-winning group Silk Sonic fell into the gutter after just one album. News about this first broke a few months ago, when a source from the popular gambling resort MGM came out and spilled some disturbing tea about Bruno enjoying his residency a little too much and raking in over $50 million in debt. The source said he owes millions to MGM from gambling. His debts have gotten as high as $50 million. MGM basically owns him. The source also said that ever since Bruno signed this residency deal with MGM, he's been making a reported $90 million a year before taxes, but his debt has become so high that not even the $90 million that he makes is enough to bail him out. Apparently, he's still addicted to gambling. And that's just when he's close to paying himself out of debt. He just loses even more millions in gambling and falls right back into a whole world of debt. The source added, he makes $90 million a year off the deal he did with the casino, but then he has to pay back his debt after taxes. Mars makes $1.5 million per night. $90 million after taxes is closer to $60 million. For those of y'all who are wondering, as soon as the source spilled all this tea, MGM actually came out to deny their involvement in leaking this info. But nobody believed a word they said. MGM released a statement that said, "We're proud of our relationship with Bruno Mars, one of the world's most thrilling and dynamic performers. MGM and Bruno's partnership is long-standing and rooted in mutual respect. Any speculation otherwise is completely false. He has no debt with MGM. Together, we are excited to continue creating unforgettable experiences for our guests." But like I said, most people don't believe a word MGM was saying because they felt like they were trying to save face and not embarrass Bruno. I mean, at the end of the day, the source who revealed all of this was allegedly somebody who worked with MGM in the past, so they had the inside that MGM would never reveal by themselves because of all the controversy that would come around it. Not only that, but this ain't the first time that Bruno has been in the news for losing millions of dollars to his alleged gambling and addiction. Back in 2019, the popular Twitter page Vital Vegas reported that Bruno was owing MGM $7 million and blowing through it all in a gambling game. They said it's well known that Bruno Mars likes gambling, but maybe in the middle of a cold spell. Rumor is he's racked up $7 million in losses at MGM Resorts casinos if True Park Theater shows are basically paying back gambling debts. Million of night swings aren't uncommon for high rollers. And when it comes to him allegedly being hooked on that, ain't nothing new either. It was first publicized in 2010 when he was arrested at a hotel in Vegas after they caught him doing in the hotel bathroom. He was ordered to pay $2,000 and given 12 months probation. His lawyer said he'd even done extra community service and that his guilty plea would now be taken off the record anyway. Going back to Bruno's money issues, it came up again just a few years ago when he got into a nasty altercation with his Silk Sonic group member Anderson P. Because Anderson wanted to be paid more for his contribution to the group, and Bruno wasn't having it according to the source. The dispute revolved around the perennial issues of finances, with Pac yearning for a larger slice of the pie. This rift reached its end in 2022 when the duo withdrew their album from Grammy contention, despite clinching 4 Grammys the previous year. So as y'all can see, Bruno has been going through a lot of money issues lately. And it seems like everything is closely tied to his alleged gambling and addiction to that white powder. A lot of people believe that this is the reason that MGM signed this multi-year residency deal with Bruno, because they knew of his gambling and addiction. They would have used that to trap him into a deal that would make him a lot of money. Now, this ain't confirmed, but if it's true, then their playing is working, because with how much he owes them, he going to be working for them for the rest of his life, since he still has no control over his addictions, which means he'll probably just keep accumulating debt as he's trying to already pay off the existing ones. This would explain why MGM doesn't want all this to come out, because they want to keep Bruno where he's at so they can keep cashing out from his addictions. In fact, Jaguar Wright recently hinted at the same thing when she appeared in a tall interview with Real Life Productions. She said Bruno's debt is actually higher than the reported $50 million, that he'll most likely be performing till the day that he dies.
Mars, he owed a casino $30 million gambling problem.
Oh no, not just gambling.
Oh.
Gambling and that. Bruno Mars right now, I think somewhere around 55 million and 68 million in debt.
It's bad.
He'll be doing shows in the afterlife. You hear me?
She said the reason why the industry made Bruno get into the group in the first place is because Anderson .Paak is also allegedly an addict, and they wanted to keep him around Bruno so he could encourage Bruno's addiction and keep him as their cash cows lay.
Why in God's name would the industry force him into a group with the biggest in the world? He found sobriety, and now you're around someone who's snorting in front of you all day, all night. That's like saying we're gonna do an intervention for Diddy and we're gonna make him and R. Kelly roommates. Are you kidding me?
Some people are even comparing Bruno's situation to Elvis Presley, which is ironic because Bruno used to cosplay as Elvis before he blew up to be the Bruno Mars we know today. One person said that boy Bruno going to be stuck in Vegas for life like they did Elvis. Shaking my head, another person said that explains why he hasn't been around. God help him overcome his addictions. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do y'all think of Jaguar exposing the dark side of Bruno's life? And do y'all really think the industry is intentionally keeping Bruno an addict so they can continue to take advantage of him? Y'all knew what to do. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.